Hello, my dual enrollment students. Welcome to this kind of syllabi, how to function in the class video. I know before I say anything else that you're going to want to skip through this video because you think it's going to be boring and you don't need to know it. Here's my plug. Every video in this course is important and it has a purpose of explaining something. Throughout the time we've done this, I've had many students skip through the videos, try to function in the course, and then get stuck or have questions or misunderstand something, and it's already been answered in a video, and I have to refer them to, hey, watch the video. Here's this, at this minute mark, I talk about this. So this is important. I promise to try to make it as entertaining and fun as possible, but this is an important video. Please do not just skip it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out first looking at this syllabi or syllabus that's in your course. Course syllabus is really important. It kind of explains how that course is going to work. So it has my contact information with my office number and my email on here. Please reach out frequently, even if you're just wanting to say hello. I love to hear from you guys, and it's very nice to know that there's somebody on the other side of this. I'm not just a video, I'm a real person. Course description and PHRX, you don't really care about that. Your textbook is to show you. Stop sharing my screen so you can see for sure. This is what your textbook is. So it's kind of green. Pharmacy, that was like some ASMR. Pharmacy calculations, 7th edition. Can you function in this class without the textbook? Yes, you can, but it will be hard. But you could do it. Maybe your high school has a desk copy that you guys can share and look at, but that's what that textbook looks like. Let me go back to sharing the screen here so you can see this syllabi. And then we have program and course learning outcomes. Those are required for us to put on there. You don't care about that. Read this leisure time. I know you guys are always looking for stuff to read. Read through this. I'm going to again hit the the highlights is what that's called, for you to know what you're working with. So this course is broke up into homework. This says quizzes, homework activities. That's pretty much all homework. And that's 40% of your grade. All right. That's a lot for you just doing homework. Your homework is just like, it's so easy. And if you don't turn in homework, that's just kind of a laziness grade. So it's almost like a participation grade here. You can do this. You'll have 3 tests throughout the course, and those are 40% more. So it's like half and half almost between test and your homework. Some people aren't good test takers, but you're hard workers. So there you go. We're putting an even weight on both of them. And then your final exam is 20%. There is an opportunity to be exempt from the final exam, and I'll talk about that here in these course policies. Letter grades. So Chattanooga State operates off of a 90 to 100 as an A, an 80 to an 89 as a B, and a 70 to a 79 as a C. So you are all going to get A's in this course. And we don't really need to look at D's or F's, but you want to make at least an A, B, or a C in this. You want to, attendance and in this is, you want to make sure you're engaging with the course regularly. I can see how long you spend in eLearn and how often you log in. And so while we may not meet on exact days and times, it's a pace yourself course. There are certain deadlines that you'll see that I've put in here, but this is a course that you will pace yourself throughout. So if you want to fly through it, you can. I had a student finish it in like 2 months one time. You can do that. If you want to take your time and follow those deadlines and pace according to the pacing guide, you can do that as well. So this is just basically making sure that you practice professionalism and work ethic and all those things. You can read through that. Some of these policies will really just kind of apply to in-person classes. But this instructor policy down here at the end of the syllabus is what's going to be important. You will see that there are test deadlines in this portal that we call eLearn. And that's where all of your homework is going to be turned in, your tests are going to be turned in, and I'm going to show you how to get there. You got to meet those deadlines. There are suggestions of when you should take the test, and then there is hard deadlines posted, and you have to take it by that hard deadline or you'll get a 0. And if you get a 0 on a test, you could fail the whole course, and you don't want to do that. You are encouraged to seek help as soon as you identify difficulties with this material. Again, I'm a real person. If you email me, I will email you back. Ask some of your friends that have taken this course. I'm pretty responsive in my emails and pretty thorough. So reach out to me. If you're not understanding something, don't wait until it's test time. I can send you a personal video of going through something. We can hop on a live chat. If I'm able, I'll even come to your high school and talk to you if I need to. Aim to send emails during business hours. You don't really have to do that. If you send me an email though, like in the middle of the night, just know I'm probably not going to answer until the next day for that. I do have a 4-year-old and I am currently pregnant, so there could be a newborn at some point. So it's your responsibility to seek help. I don't know when you don't understand something, you have to tell me. You are expected to engage regularly with the course materials. So I can see when you're doing that. And if I notice you haven't engaged in the course materials in several days, I may reach out and say, hey, make sure you're logging in, meeting these deadlines and doing that. So I can see through our learning management system and course analytics to see how often you do that. Here's what you really want. You can be exempt from your final exam if you have a grade average of 90 or higher and you have not made below an 85 on a test. You want that because that final exam will cover all the course content. And if there's a way that you cannot have to take it, you already have an A in the class, that's great. If you have an 89, that is an 89. I'm sorry, it is not a 90. So grades will not be rounded. This is where that important homework is going to be. Make sure you turn it in. You have to pass each course with a C or higher to progress into that program or to get credit for it. If any extra credit is offered, it doesn't help you pass the course. It only enhances that good grade, and it cannot be used to help you become exempt from final. So again, extra credit can't make an 89 become a 90. You got to get there on your own. Class recordings. So this is more like a legal disclaimer here. These recordings that are built into this, you cannot share them, modify them, or use them for commercial use. I know I'm hilarious, okay? But you can't sell them and make money off of me, all right? I am prioritizing this content for me, proprietary here. I don't want to make a comment on that. Then we have here, if a student scores below for instructor policy, you score below a 70 on a test, you can retake that test. It's got to be within 7 days. And when you retake it, the highest possible grade that you can get is an 80 when you retake that. So you can't retake it and all of a sudden get 100. The highest you're going to be able to get is an 80, but an 80 looks a lot better in the grade book than a 70 does. So anytime you fail a test, you can retake it within 7 days, but you'll have to get with me and your proctor at your school in order to do that. So there are other policies for the college. You can click on this hyperlink. It'll take you to the college policy page where you can see all the different things that Chat State offers, accommodations, and policies. That's for you to read on your own time. So how do you function within the course? Well, when you open up chattanoogastate.edu, your page looks like this here. Up here at the top, there's a thing called My Chat State. You're going to click on My Chat State and drop down and click on eLearn. Once you click on eLearn, it will require you to log in using your credentials like your Chat State email and your password. If you're having trouble with that, let your instructor know and they can let me know. We can get that figured out. But once you go on to eLearn, you will see that there is this either Rubik's Cube icon or waffle icon, depending if you're hungry or you're feeling smart that day. I'm always hungry, so I'm going to call it a waffle, but you may be smart, so you may want to call it a Rubik's Cube. Whatever you want to do. Click on that, and it's going to give you a drop down of all the courses that you're enrolled in. You will not have this many. The reason why I have this many is because I've taught here for 10.5 years, and that's a lot of courses. What you're going to do is you're going to probably only have one. And so you'll click on that pharmacy calculations course and it will pop up and look like this. There will be a welcome message that pops up and says, hey, welcome students. If you're watching this video, you probably have already gone through this. It'll tell you my contact instruction or information. Here's a nice video. Look how cute she is. That you can watch, and just tells you that we're happy to have you. Then this video will be posted here for you to watch, going through the syllabus and how to function within the course. Then you'll have a hard copy syllabus that we've already looked at here for you to refer to anytime that you need to. And then there will be a schedule. So this schedule is important because it has how to pace yourself through the course. We operate typically on a 3-day a week meeting time. If you only can do this 2 days, you can modify this schedule. Keep in mind the deadlines to be able to do this. I'm going to pull this up bigger here in a second so you can see that. And then here's these college policy statements. You can dismiss it so it'll never show up again. If you want to see it, course content. I have a welcome message here that says, hey, start at selecting the content at the top of this page. So that's going to give you all the content on the left side here. All this things that we just went through and looked at are under read me first. And so here's where that schedule is. That's going to pop up a little bit better for us to see. So you can see no classes meet on the 20th. So there, because it is a holiday, MLK Jr. And then the first day of class, I have some ideas of what you should be completing and where you should be paced at. These are not deadlines here. These are suggestions. Now, as you scroll on into February, you can see here anything that's important is highlighted in blue over here that says, hey, this is important. Test 1, you should probably be ready to take it by the end of February. Now, the absolute deadline to take test 1 is February 28th. So while you may not be ready on the 21st, you have until the 28th, and then that test closes. And if you don't take it by the 28th, it becomes a 0. So pay attention to these red deadlines in here, and I usually will send out lots of emails close to time. Again, these are suggestions of when you should take it, and then these are hard deadlines. So it paces you throughout it. I know that our spring break is different than your spring break. Here's the thing, you can work through our spring break and then take your spring break off as long as you have met my deadlines. But because you're in a dual enrollment class, you have to meet the college's deadlines. That's part of the agreement being in a dual enrollment college course. Our spring break is so early. I wish I had your spring break because it's so cold outside and there's nothing to do. So test 2 is the end of March. The last day you can take it is April 2nd. And then test 3 is the end of April, and the last day to do that is the 30th. Because that first week of May is final exams, we do final exams on Mondays and Tuesdays of that week, because I have to average grades on Wednesday and turn them in on Thursday. Friday morning, they are due to be put into the portal. So they usually are available to you by the 19th for you to see that. So this pacing, you can print this off. It is a good kind of marker for where you should be, and I will be sending out lots of emails. When you're ready, you will click on the chapter that corresponds. I recommend starting with chapter 1 because that's where you're going to start, right? In this order. And you'll notice it's set up as the recording and then the problem set. Recording, there's some extra help, problem set. Recording, problem set. That's the order that you should do this. So this recording is me going through this chapter and talking about how to work these problems out. The password for all of these is the same. It's pharmacy1 with a capital P. You will see me going through this. They average at about 30 minutes. I try not to go further. She's crazy. But here's the thing. If you look at a problem set and you know how to work it out, you do not have to watch the recording. But if you're working through a problem set and you get to a problem that's really hard, go through the recording, maybe look towards the end. I may work that exact problem out for you. that problem may be one that I already talk about. So that's a good thing for you to look at. Again, I project pictures from the book. So if you don't have a textbook, again, I encourage you to watch the recordings or at least have them on. I know like you guys watch them at, double speed or whatever, so you can kind of get the content, but don't have to listen to me. I would do the same. That's fine. But these recordings, don't skip out on them. I get so many students that are trying to turn in content and they're so confused, but they haven't watched the video. So first line of defense, you're confused, watch the video. If you're still confused, email me. Now, when you're ready to turn in that problem set, you're going to click on problem set 1. Let me preview it so it opens like you see. You'll notice that it has no time limit and you have unlimited attempts to complete it. You're going to hit start quiz. It calls it a quiz, but listen, this quiz is not really a quiz. It's your homework. You can have your textbooks and your papers and everything out with it. You don't have to treat this as like a traditional quiz. It's just the only way that eLearn will let me input this into the system. So these follow the questions in the textbook. There are a few situations where the numbering may get off, so always pay attention. I always recommend students do your problem sets on paper first and then put them into eLearn. But if you are following or doing straight through eLearn, you shouldn't have a problem with getting the numbering off. Here's my plug for eLearn. It is so sensitive, and you may input the right answer, but you may put an extra space in there. You may put a period or something in it that I don't have in the answer, and so it will count it wrong. Listen, when you input your homework, it's going to give you a terrible grade. I always will go in and update your grade. You will see it populate. You may get a 13 and go back and the next day it has magically turned into 100. It's because eLearn's so sensitive. So if you know that you have put in the correct answers, don't freak out. It will be fine. I will go back in and I will populate it and fix that. Give me about a week to update grades. I have you guys as students, I have in-person students, entry and advanced. So it takes me sometimes a week to go through and get everything updated, but I will update them as quick as I can. But don't freak out if you get a bad grade. If there is an issue, I will email you. I will reach out directly and say, hey, go back and redo this problem set. So it's sensitive. It will give you bad grades. I will fix it. When you're done, you'll hit submit quiz. It'll say, hey, are you sure? Now, when you work through all the problem sets, you'll notice chapters 1, 2, and 3. When you finish chapter 3, there is a test review. So this is a video where I review for your test. I talk about the types of questions that could show up on this exam. So you want to watch this video because it will prepare you for it. There's also a practice test that you can take. It's made up of questions that are exactly like are on your test. They're just different numbers. You are not required to do the practice exam, but I would encourage you to take it because it will help you. Students who do typically do better on this. Once you have done that and you are ready to take your test, here's what you're going to do. You are going to email me and you're going to say, Jody, I am ready to take my test. I have secured so-and-so as my proctor. I'll take it on this day and this time. So if you don't ever email me and say you're ready, you won't have access to this test because I have to unlock it. So I need to know that you have someone proctoring it at your school, and I need to know the day and time you're going to take it. And you have to tell me at least 24 hours in advance because I'm busy too and I have to unlock it. So give me time to unlock it. So 24 hours in advance and I will unlock it and you can take that exam. Then you'll function through chapters 4, 5, and 6. Again, review video, practice test, test 2, and then chapters 7, 8, 9, and same, so on and so forth. When you turn in a problem set, you can, mine won't populate here because I'm instructor review. You can look at quizzes And it will show you after you take the quiz what grade you got, or you can look under your grades and see it. You can click under quizzes and see the exact problems that you missed by looking under here at the drop down menu and clicking on it. It'll say you got 98 out of 100, and you can click back and see which ones you missed. Some of you are going to be overachievers and you want to keep trying until you get 100. That's fine. But that's how you're going to see what you missed. It won't tell you the right answer, but it'll tell you which ones you missed that you can go back in and see. And then just to look at your grades, you'll see grades and it'll have them all listed out through here so you can see. There's a final grade calculator in eLearn. I keep all my grades in a separate database because the eLearn grade may not be accurate because it factors in practice tests that you don't have to take and all those things. So if you ever have questions about your final grade, reach out to me personally and let me know, and I can tell you kind of where you're at. But you know, if you're making A's and turning in your homework, then you've got an A in the course. You should be good. So going to try and keep this video rather short. If you have any questions, email me, let me know, and I look forward to working with you throughout this class. Again, email me, contact me. I am here to help you. So you guys are going to do great. I'm so proud of you. Bye.